In order to truly master the reality, to be able to co-create effectively as a sovereign being, you need to master space and time, because those are the two coordinates upon which the entire reality rests.
Is that because it's the present moment?
The present moment of linear time is the 0 point of time, and that's what allows us to access the eternal now and the infinite of spirit. Okay. So why are we talking about these two things? Because it's at the nexus of the cross-section between space and time. That's where we're the most empowered. Okay, that's where we can most effectively co-create our reality. Okay, because that's the point upon which the entire illusion sits. So if you sit right in the center of it, it allows you to co-create more effectively. Does that make sense? You're just like right in that sweet spot. Where it becomes more effortless to co-create.
Okay.
Okay?
That's good to know.
Yeah. So space, and how we're talking about space in this particular thing, is about the coordinate of space. Because remember, it's this nexus point of space and time.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I talk about space, I'm talking about the 0 point of space, just like we talked about the 0 point of time, like right where they intersect, right? So the 0 point of time, present moment, linear time, the 0 point of space. So that's physically located, right? That's when, if you've done any of my GFCs, I'll talk about the midpoint in the center of your solar plexus, which is between your belly button and the base of your sternum. Okay. Why do you care about that? Because it's the very center of the rendering. Right? So the spirit body renders your physical body. The very center of your physical body is about right here. So that is the 0 point of space. You'd be surprised how many people are not aware or are not centered in their body. They're floating off somewhere, right? So they don't like being in their body, so they're not very present. Yeah. They can time distort, so they're either always, in the future, in the past. It takes them out of their center of their body, because they're in their heads at this point now, right? They're worried. They're not in their they're thinking. They're not embodying their bodies in like a centered way. Yeah. It can make people it sounds like, well, who cares? If you're not centered in your body, a lot of things can happen that are not great. You can be really klutzy, right? Because you're not centered in your body. Like you're floating outside of yourself. You're tripping all the time. You bump into things. You get into car accidents. It's just surprising how many people like smack into things because they're really not centered in their bodies. Wow. It can also be that if you're not centered in your body, so it's funny. I've worked on people where they've had pain for years. And what happens is they're not centered in their bodies appropriately around the 0 point. And all I have to do is adjust them. So it's almost like there's two planes of the body, the right and the left. They're like off like this. Yeah. All I have to do is do this, and they're centered, and the pain dissolves. And they're like, what the hell did you just do? And I'm like, all I did was this. Yeah. And to tell their body, this is 0.